Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ardhina. In this opportunity, I would like to present about the dwelling time. So, do you know about the dwelling time? The dwelling time is time that calculated starting from when a cargo container is unloaded and lifted or unloading from the ship until the container leaves the port terminal through the main door. So there are three main processes in the dwelling time. But before we jump to the process of dwelling time, there are the documents needed for the sea freight import. The first, I have a bill of lading. So this is the essentially because this is the contract between the owner of the goods and the carrier. And the second document, that is the packing list. It is the essential for all the international trade because because the detailed information of the goods, it is listed in the packing list. For the next document, we have a fumigation certificate. For the fumigation certificate, it is the official document that validates that all box or ship container have been chemical disinfected. So, and then the next we have an invoice. It is the include information about the goods offered as well as payment and trading terms. So for the next document, I have a certificate of origin. So certificate of origin, it is show that where the goods are produced or manufacturing in a particular country. So for the next slide, I have a dwelling time process step. So the first is a pre-custom clearance. It is the required from the time the container is released from the ship until the import registration number is by the custom. So in this pre-custom clearance, the parties that involved are importers and the related ministry agency, like of ministry agency issuing the export-import permits like Ministry of Trade, BPOM, Clan Quarantine, Animal Quarantine, Minister of Health, Directorate General of Research and Equipment of Post and Information Technology or SDPPI, Fish Quarantine, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Industry, Ministry of Environment, BPTEN, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Research, National Police, Ministry of Forestry, and Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries. The second step, there is the customs clearance. So this is the time period required starts from obtaining the registration number until the issuance of the approval for release of goods by the customs. So in this process, the parties that involved is custom and the port operator terminal. And the third, we have a post-custom clearance. This is the period of time required from the approval of the release of goods to the release of imported goods from the temporary storage area or tempat penimbunan sementara. In this process, the parties that involved there are terminal operators, transportation management service or forwarders or good owners, trucking, shipping companies, and warehouse or factories outside the port. For the next slide, I have the factor dwelling time in Indonesia. First is limited facilities at the port. So the government needs to upgrading infrastructures facilities at ports to become more modern and sophisticated so that it will help everything become more efficient and faster. The second, it is an equal distribution of industrial import-export sea freight regulation. The government should provide equal distribution of regulation in the industry by starting from export-import regulation through sea freight. And then the last, it is the understanding of the documents needed for importing sea freight. So it is important for official sender and recipient to understand the document required for imports by sea. But if we break down again the factors that affect the previous dwelling time into each process, it can be seen as shown as the screen. So some obstacle encountered in the pre-custom clearance, it is They are the awareness of importers or forwarders to speed up the process of importing goods, which is very minimal. So it is a tend not to immediately take care of the permits when the goods or containers arrive at port. And then a lack of coordination between agencies related to large task permits or prohibited and or restriction goods, and the frequent occurrence of disturbance in the Indonesian National Single Window or INSW, and also contribute to the long dwelling time in the early stage of the process. Furthermore, in the custom clearance process, the obstacles faced are usually the length of time of submitting hard copies of yellow and red line documents. Also, it is still takes a long time to withdraw containers for physical inspection. Likewise, the length time of the goods handler to accompany physical checks and red lines to issue delivered order or DO from shipping banking on holidays. And then the and the part eh, and then the post-custom clearance stage, there is the obstacle encounter include the presence of temporary storage area, shipping lines, tracking, and container depots. They are not open 24 hours a day and 7 days a week or 24/7. Furthermore, the submission of delivered electronically online has not been implemented, and the length of time the owner of goods issue could have received order for the release of goods or SPPB from Customs and Excise. So for now, Indonesia Custom has online services to minimize the problem of the dwelling time. So for the next slide, I have a conclusion about the presentation. To resolve the dwelling time problem, the contribution and involvement of all parties involved in required, not only from related agencies such as ministry or agency that issue export-import permits, custom, terminal operators, but also from business people such as importers, exporter, PPJK, shipping agents, and goods senders, as well as other part business sector. All the parties that doing the export or import product. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.